Hi, I'm Danielle Morris.
I'm Nicole Tyler.
Michael Giordano.
And this is a project for our personality and pop singing class. We're all students at Westminster College.
Personality and pop singing is a 3-week May term in which we learn about the big 5 elements and traits that make up a personality, as well as the 5 main performance elements and how they mesh together in the wonderful genre we know as pop. So when you're performing a song, there are 5 elements that you should really think about and incorporate into your performance. The first element is vocal delivery. That's everything from your accuracy of pitch, how well you blend the colors together of the sound, your breath, your diction, making sure you could be understood, all of the basic things you think about when you need to sing a song. Second, we have storytelling. Mike, what is storytelling?
Storytelling is the way that I'm able to paint a picture with my words and lyrics in a way that will be understood by the audience.
And the best way to do that is by incorporating the third element, which is movement, which is utilizing what you have around you, your body, your gestures, everything like that. Tell a story. Essentially, you want to pretend as if your audience cannot hear you and all they can do is see you. So you're going to move, use your gestures, and use that to tell the story and portray the song without actually being heard. The fourth element is your connection to the audience. You don't want your audience to be bored. You want them to feel like they're included, like they're part of this performance. You're performing to them and for them and with them, not just at them.
So
Making strong eye contact.
eye contact.
Eye contact.
Eye contact.
What helps with the audience connection is having a personal connection to the song, understanding and feeling the song in a way that enables me to share it.
Can we keep it? We got them all. Let's keep it.
If you want to take, you probably take the fuck out of it though.
The Big 5 personality model covers 5 dimensions of personality that can be used to predict people's behaviors. The first dimension is extroversion. People that score higher on extroversion, like Michael Jackson, are generally more assertive, excitement-seeking, adventurous, talkative, and gregarious. Whereas people that score lower on extroversion, also known as introverts, like Jimi Hendrix, generally have stronger reactions to stimuli, as well as require recharging after social events. The next dimension is neuroticism. People that score high on neuroticism, like Britney Spears would have in 2007, are generally more impulsive, volatile, self-conscious, and there's also really strong ties with anxiety and depression for high scorers on this trait. People that score low for neuroticism, like Taylor Swift, who are generally more poised, secure, calm, and have higher self-esteem. People that are more agreeable, like Katy Perry for instance, are generally more cooperative, forgiving, and compassionate. Whereas people that score low on agreeableness, like Ariana Grande, are more irritable, short-tempered, and uncooperative. People that score high on conscientiousness, like Madonna for instance, are generally more self-disciplined, organized, and systematic in their thoughts. Whereas people that are low on conscientiousness, like Jim Morrison, are more disorganized, careless, irresponsible, and perhaps even reckless. And the last trait is openness. People that score high on openness, like Miley Cyrus, are more open-minded. They are generally also more artistic and intellectual, as well as creative, and they engage in more thoughts of fantasy. People that are lower on openness, like CeeLo Green, generally have very rigid beliefs, and they're more closed-minded and have narrower interests and less hobbies.
So the song that I picked is called Wet Sand by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and the reason I chose it is because I can relate to a lot of the lyrics that are talked about in the song, such as discussing anxiety and the difficulties and struggles of a musician.
Yeah, when we looked at Mike's Big 5 personality traits, one of the first things we noticed was that he scored pretty high on neuroticism,
Which can be described as strong emotions, anxiety, and stress.
and a lot of that is displayed in this song. Another thing we noticed was Mike's level of conscientiousness is also pretty low, and
There's something that is shown in the song through discussing addiction and other things that are not acceptable by society, and they're fairly rebellious. And the lyricist to the song talks a lot about his self-destructive behaviors, which I can see in myself and feel at different moments.
Yeah, this is a very personal song for Mike, and so his main difficulty is going to be portraying how personal the song is to him and sharing that same story with everyone else. So he's going to use a lot of storytelling elements, work on his eye contact, as well as monitoring his volume. And
Definitely going to focus on my storytelling and the way I project my song to people in a way that they understand and relate to. Right on the verge is one more toast. I'm traveling from coast to coast. The theory isn't perfect, but it's close. I'm almost there, why should I care? My heart is hurting when I stare. Try to open up, let it show. My, what a good day for a walk outside. I'd like to say we did it for the better of. I thought about it and I brought it out. I'm motivated by the lack of doubt. I'm consecrated but I'm not devout. The mother, the father, the daughter. Whoa, you don't form in the wet sand. You don't form at all. Whoa, you don't form in the wet sand. You don't form in the wet sand. You don't form at all. Whoa, you don't form in the wet sand.
So, I'm Nicole, and the song that I chose to do is Mandy Moore's rendition of Stupid Cupid. And the reason that I chose to do this song is because it's very fun, passionate, and I wanted to challenge myself and do something outside of the typical ballad thing. So when I did my own Big Five traits, I found that I scored to be pretty moderately or high on most things such as openness, conscientiousness, neuroticism, and agreeableness. Oh, I'm high on extroversion. Versus Mandy Moore being mid-range to high for most of the things except for neuroticism. I'm a very anxious person, and so what I did was I channeled my anxiety and anxiousness into passion and fun to perform and pull off this piece.
Just getting to know Nicole, she's definitely very bubbly and very extroverted. She participates in a lot of public speaking and poetry, and so it was really fun to get to see her more fun and playful side, because we always get to see a really serious side, and so it was really fun to watch her explore that through this song.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of figuring out what my own personal connection is to this song, I'm channeling 12-year-old Nicole and that one boy from middle school that I was definitely in love with.
Her main thing that we wanted to work on was eye contact. She does really well in most of the performance elements, but audience connection was where she was lacking the most, so we really wanted to encourage eye contact.
The way that Danielle thought I could do that would be to shoot for toddlers and tiaras with their over-expressive, everything like that, really connecting with the audience and their judges, and hopefully if I did that it would land me somewhere near Mandy Moore.
Some of her other feedback was to look at her vocal elements. I suggested that she have someone like her sister listen to her vocals a few times and go.
And I was able to work on that just by practicing the song a little bit, but I think the most important thing was just giving myself that microphone and having something that I was comfortable with so I could hear myself better. So I knew when I needed to fix or go up a little bit.
The microphone also made a huge difference for her audience connection. You could tell that it made her a lot more comfortable with herself on stage, so her personal connection to the song was a little bit stronger, and it made it easier for her to feel comfortable conveying her message to the audience.
So for that reason, I have very actively and consciously chosen to use a hairbrush in my performance as a microphone. Just
The last thing we looked at was I just had her look at some videos for inspiration. I told
and that was like a good way for me to really get in touch with like the playful side of this piece. And